No, I think we're right. Just going to message Vicky to see if they're now live on channel.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm just getting ready. Yeah, I just did it. Yeah, I didn't want that just yet. I'm just getting it ready.
Wait. I'm taking it's working okay.
Family and friends, we'll start in a short moment or two. We're just making sure everybody's comfortable and in the right space. You will not need to worry about moving. I'll be right here leading the service today, and certainly when it's time for the photo tribute, which will be of that, and those people at the back will be able to come up a little closer. Now there's a little bit of interference, so just let me see if I can adjust that. And can everyone hear clearly now? Wherever you are, you can hear clearly. Good. Now I think, Gavin, most people are here, so it looks like it would be a good time to start the service today. I know it's a warm afternoon, and if anyone requires water or setting, a space like this is beautiful. You can look out on nature in a total natural setting with plants around you and the colour of flowers. In a place like this, a place of beauty, we freely mourn Sue's passing while celebrating and honouring her life. Service like this offers you, Sue's family, today. If you do have a mobile phone with you, I just suggest you turn it off for the rest of this service so that we don't have any unnecessary interruptions. This service is also being live streamed today, and as well as that, it's being put into a Facebook Live. So it can reach people in New Zealand and people who are watching from afar due to the COVID-19 border restrictions. Let's begin this service with a reading. The reading is actually on your keepsake memorial bookmark that most of you, I think, have collected. And if you haven't, there are plenty to your right-hand side. This reading holds very special meaning. It held special meaning for Sue, and it does so for her family. And the words, I think, really describe the person that Sue was in the world. An angel lived amongst us, a gift from God above. She showered us with kindness and shared with us her love. She cherished every moment with a man who was her life, walking hand in hand together, facing life with all its strife. She loved her children dearly, each one in a different way. Nestled close within her heart, though now she's far away. She's gone to live in heaven, but she's here with us today, smiling down on every one of us, telling us she's okay. All of us experience grief, loss and pain as we travel through. This, unfortunately, is part of the human experience. Death is never expected, and we're never ready for it. Quickly, a sequence of events turn people's lives with cancer at the end of June last year. It came as a complete shock, devastating to Sue and Gavin and the entire family. In that moment, life changed forever for this family. What followed was a period of radiation, scans, treatments, and visits to emergency. At the end of December, though, Sue decided she wanted no further treatment, so she was transferred to St. Vincent's Palliative Care for the final chapter of her life. Her family were by her side every day. In the final days, Juanita was sleeping at the hospital right beside Sue. They had some very close personal moments together as mother and daughter. Juanita was by her side when she took her final breath. Sue passed away a week ago around 11 on the evening of the 21st of January. She lived out a full 66 years. She was immersed in spirituality with a strong belief that there was much more to this journey than just day-to-day daily living. She learnt Reiki, which she used on her friends to bring healing and comfort. She enjoyed working with the Oracle deck cards, and there are a number of them around the house. And she had her beloved crystals in all sorts of places, and some are here with us right beside me today. As she progressed, Sue accepted that her illness did not have a cure. She believed that she was going to a better place where she would be reunited with her firstborn daughter, who died before when she was still born. That was Jackie. For many of you, in hearing the news, you too have been saddened, finding it hard to believe that she's gone. Yet this sad event of Sue's passing has gathered us together in a way that no one could have expected. All together in this place, remembering her. So let us remember this vibrant, open-minded, caring woman who loved her family and her dearest friends with all her heart. I spent just a little time with the family, and when they spoke about Sue, they spoke about her in such a beautiful way that I felt like from their words, I began to get a feeling for who Sue was. But of course, the family in particular are the people who've known her the longest. And so it is that we begin with her closest family members who knew her best. These people spent quality time with her. They stuck by her through thick and thin, happy times and challenging times. And the memories that they have are built around this history. It's a history that's been created through family and beautiful family connections. Today, I would like to begin with Sue's brother, Bruce. And Bruce will, from some of the days gone by where they shared the earliest of family memories. So if you'd like to join me out here. Just hold it up close.
Thank you for the opportunity to today and to greet everyone from far and wide in New Zealand and the UK who may be watching as well, and especially to my Dave and my sister Vicky, had to go back and she's now in quarantine hotel watching on her tablet. So I hope you're doing okay. Soon I won't give out too many secrets, but Sue was the second sibling of 5 children to join Ken Langdon, and we all grew up in Wainuiomata, which is just over the hill from Wellington in New Zealand. We all had a happy childhood and grew up in an era of simple and innocent life living, playing in the backyard or visiting were we allowed to play inside during the day. When we did, because of wet weather, Sue and my other sister Vicky would play in their room, as us 3 boys usually took over the hallway with our matchbox car racetracks made with clothes pegs. I can't really remember what the girls played with, but I would think they would have had their Cindy dolls, cardboard cutout dolls and paper clothes and early stuff like that. I do remember us all performing puppet shows for Mum and Dad using a blanket over the top of our bunk. I think Mum and Dad were very tolerant of our performances and always praised us. The home was a very musical one with the wireless on all day, and that's a radio for those who don't know what wireless is. We would all sit around the wireless on a Sunday morning before we went off to Sunday school to listen to the kids' stories and requests. We all had our own favourite stories, and then we'd walk a few miles to Sunday school, sometimes through puddles, frozen puddles, man. And then back home to Mum's Sunday roast, and that was every Sunday. We lived around the corner from our cousins, and we always used to catch up with them. Being the older and more responsible one, Sue got us into trouble when she and I played up together. Poor Sue, I remember hiding behind a bed or a couch or something like that, and we were popping our heads up, shouting, "Mummy, bummy," after obviously being told off for something. The trouble was, I ducked down when Mum was looking and Sue had her head up. So she got into more trouble than what I did. And it's, we all know it's all very wrong nowadays, but pretty normal back then. Poor Sue got taken into the bathroom to wash out that terrible swearing for the cake of soap. I think there have been a few younger and older brother when needed. Sue didn't get her driving licence until she was a bit older, and I took her out for some driving lessons in my old Austin. I remember she broke down in tears when she couldn't master the manual gearbox, and I helped her to get over that fear, and very pleased to say she finally went on to get her licence. I still think she always drove a manual car by strangling and pulling on the gear stick for dear life. So I was glad when automatic cars were the norm. Bear with me. I love my sister Sue dearly, but of course, like all siblings, we all had our fair share of frustrating and argumentative times. One that comes to mind that infuriated me. So let me set the scene. Back in the 60s, 70s, not having a dishwasher and being forced to wash the dishes, one to dry the dishes and one so you didn't have to do anything for that week. This was used to meet my friends, Chris, down at the park. And Sue knew that I wanted to get away, and I told her several times that I needed to get away, I needed to meet my friends. So she deliberately, and I mean deliberately, washed those dishes so slowly. Well, I always remember that one though. Obviously, growing up over the years, there have been many special and shared experiences between myself and my beautiful sister. In the last couple of years, thankfully, because of technology and because she lived in Brisbane and I lived down in Victoria, we would chat and banter watching MasterChef and The Block together. I'll always remember and love those times, catching up together for 5 days a week, from Australia dealing with her cancer and treatments she had to undertake. We became closer as we grew older, and I showed having her in a. She was an amazing, loving, generous and giving person. And I loved her for travelling down to be with me to celebrate my photographic exhibition when I completed my degree graduation. These are the sort of things Sue did. She travelled down to be with our family when my wife Kathy was going through health issues. She also went there to help me. She always remembering the special times in people's lives and always being there for her friends and family. I have been privileged to have Sue as a very lady that she was no longer here to talk and to laugh with, to share our special moments. But she'll always be in my heart, my sweet sister Sue.
It's never easy. Invite them next.
She was the best mum I could have had. I probably haven't turned out to be the daughter she was imagining from the start, but Mum has always accepted me for who I am and encouraged me to do the things I love and that make me who I am. She has followed all my adventures at home and overseas, always reminding me to stay safe and not hurt myself. I mostly followed her words, but sometimes life had other ideas. Mum has been my strongest supporter my whole life, no matter what I've chosen to do. She always had faith that I was doing what was right for me. I get my fierce sense of right and wrong from her, along with being the only person in my life to constantly check in with me. I couldn't go more than a week without her asking how I am. Making sure I knew she was always there for me and I was always cared about. Mum was always there with love, guidance and wisdom during difficult times. I will miss this dearly, but know her voice will be in my head whenever I need her. I will also cherish her later years when I was able to reciprocate at university, spelling as very in my words. Mum has always been sure of me and everything I've been with. I'm so glad for the time I got with Mum at the end and grateful to those who helped us get here. I love you, Mum. I will miss you forever.
Just going to keep mine short and sweet. On behalf of Mum, she'd just like to thank us with you all.
I'd like to invite Amanda next. Amanda's coming forward with a message. She has a message from Linda and John, Sue and Gavin's close friends from New Zealand. She's sharing that on their behalf. And as well, she'll read messages from the grandkids, Kyla and Aidan.
So the nutrition packs for new mothers and babies at second-hand shops, which Nana gave the best hugs and we had the best holidays together.
And one last family message now. I'll invite Heather to come forward. Vicky has written or prepared a poem here that she would like Heather to read out today. And are you okay?
Twins, I feel I'm one of two. You have to go. My heart is breaking, and it's proud to be able to call me sister, and proud of still to call me friend. Through all the years, the smiles and that's a pity. For the special things that you could do for all this time. I'm proud to call you sister, happier still to call you my friend. Our times together are not yet over.
So we're just going to have a song, and then after that we have two more a song. It's hymn to
lay beside you, down on the floor. I've been a lover from home to town. My dress is a daughter when the moon becomes round. You're my mother when everything's gone. She will always carry on. Something is lost, something is found. Then from behind that closed door. Maybe mother and the grown is grown old. I hear your voice coming out of that hole. I listen to you and I want some more. I listen to you and I want some more. She will always get on. Something is lost, something is found. They will keep us speaking. Something says, something says. She will always get on. Something is lost, something is found. They will keep us speaking. Something says, something says. Another from the womb to the tomb. I just is your daughter. When the moon comes down, and everything's gone. She will always. Something is lost. Something is found. They will keep us safe. Something is found. They will keep us safe. Something says, always carry on. Something's lost. Something's found. Something says.
That's a Pretenders song that many of you will recall from long ago, but a beautiful song. I'd like to call on Karen next, her long-term time friend.
Beautiful things. A million kisses within my heart, and there you will remain to walk with me throughout my life.
With the RCW, she found her tribe here, and she just loved being with these women.
Appreciate all you've done for us, Kat. Thank you. And also say to Anita and Chris that you're suing with us, but I think you can have a pretty good idea of what she meant to us and how much fun we had together. We had the joy of moving into the beautifully restored Schoolmasters College as our new volunteer home. Then COVID arrived. For some months, we couldn't function as a group, but Sue single-handedly kept up the supply of personal support just at the time it was needed. It was her gift. She was determined to keep, and perhaps not a big story, have had a mentor and a lovely friend. And that were all.
Haven't we had the good fortune of some really wonderful their heart and shared their thoughts on Sue and about Sue. So now we pause. We take some time during this memorial service today to capture and to view some images that have been put together into a DVD. Chris, if he might come and prepare that. It'll take you on a little bit of a trip down memory lane. For some of you at the back, you may wish to stand up to just view this. So we'll just get the volume correct, and then Chris will hit the button.
So many years gone, still I remember. How did I ever let my heart believe in one who never gave love to me? So many years gone, with love that was so wrong. I can't forget the way it used to be, and now you changed the taste of love for me. You were my one more chance. I never thought I'd find you were the one more man I always had in my mind. No one will ever touch me more. I only hope that in return I might say the best of me for you. And we'll have no ending if we can hold on. And I think I've come this far because of you. And we were the love that I was with you. You were my one more chance. I never thought I'd find you are the one romance I've always known in my mind. No one will ever touch me more. And I only hope that in return I better save the best of me for you. No one will ever touch me more. And I only hope that in return, no matter how much we have to learn, I'm gonna save the best of me for you. For you, I save the best of me. You are my one more chance. You are the one romance. Chance. Touch me more. Oh, I could hide beneath the wings of the bluebird as she sings. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring, but it rings and I rise, wipe the sleep out of my eyes. My shaven razor's cold and distance. Cheer up, sleepy Jean. What can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Thought of me as a white knight on the street. Now you know how happy I can be. Oh, and our good time starts and ends without our love on to speak. But how much, baby, do we really need? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming?
Thanks for taking care of the technical elements, guys. Through the tributes today that we've heard from family and friends, we've been reminded of many memories, stories of Sue's life, and a lot of her beautiful, memorable qualities. Today brings up mixed feelings, sadness for her passing, and yet a smile and good feelings when we remember who she was and the things that she did. And here to memorial service tribes with Sue. And it's hard. They've been constant companions to each other. Gavin will deeply miss the daily presence of his wife, his soulmate, the love of his life. Compatible in their views, their interests, their values, and what's important to them. Firstborn. Sue went on to have 2 more children, and she was a wonderful mother to Chris and Juanita. She created precious memories with them, and she was always there when they needed her. When Gavin and Sue married, she opened her arms to Gavin's son and daughter Amanda. She welcomed. As the family grew, she was blessed with Bonnie and Austin, Kyla and Aid, survived by her 4 siblings, and let me acknowledge them now, David and Diane. Thank each one of you for attending this service and Sue and the compassion shown to her during her journey. An even longer message into there are plenty of pictures, so please do hand it out. They're beautiful. They're bags of sunflower seeds. And there's one for everyone there. They've been created and put together beautifully with a lovely little saying to remind you to plant these seeds and remember the sunshine Sue brought into your lives. The family, this will be an opportunity to be together, just to share some of the fondest of memories that you have, and to, if you don't know everybody, to make new friends, because that's certainly something Sue did all the time. So that make that your legacy. Chat to people and with your smile and your kindness, engage with them. Let me close with a beautiful reading chosen by Gavin, and it's one of those beautiful readings that really speaks to the kind of person that Sue was, the influence that she had, and the real impact on our personal reality. Sometimes, any day, may we always remember the beauty of her love, her kindness, and the sacred way in which we have celebrated today. Celebrated the place she had in her family, in her circle of friends, and in the community at large. We've been reminded always peace after her battle. Thank you. Thank you everyone for being with us, for remembering Sue. Shortly, the family are going to move before the service, because you may not know much about butterflies, but the butterflies have to stay in a coma on the force. So these butterflies, with tender loving care since they arrived, haven't you, Juanita? So if the family would just like to move, you're going to into the garden, and I'll say a few words, and I
But you I'm everything I am because you love me. Oh, I'm everything I am because you love me.
I'm sure you saw the butterflies fly free. So Sue is now free.